the next generation of CCNet. And the first generation really did lay some excellent groundwork for what we're trying to do, and it seemed to be a natural adaptation of the CCNet model when they were talking about the internet and connectivity and what that means for this community and how can we harness that technology to improve the quality of life for the citizens of our community while also repositioning our community as a center for innovation. So in the 90s, the next big thing was the internet. It's still kind of the next big thing, but we also think that sustainability, this generation, this decade, we think sustainability is the next big thing, and we also think that our community is uniquely positioned to use the scholarship that's happening within the university to improve the quality of life here and to reposition our community. So what do we mean when we talk about sustainability? This is probably the most common answer you'll get. I think many of you have seen this before or heard this definition. This came out of a commission that was formed by the United Nations in 1983, and they came out with this report and this definition, and if you ask somebody for a definition of sustainability, this is probably what you're going to get. You'll also see this a lot when people talk about sustainability, and I like this approach that, there really are three components, and, it's the social, the economic, and the environmental. And for an activity to be truly sustainable, it really has to hit all three of these. So this is commonly referred to as the three pillars approach. I think Cassie has a slide later that shows the same thing. So these are common themes that we talk about when we talk about sustainability. This is also something else I found when I was trying to, to define to a group of people what I feel when I say sustainability and what CCNet needs to be able to communicate when somebody asks what is sustainability. And I liked these approaches that the United Kingdom has used. And so when CCNet says we're focused on convening the community in conversations around sustainability, we mean all of this. All of these last three slides and all of these concepts about we need to be, as a community, we need to be economically sustainable, we need to be environmentally sustainable, and we need to be socially sustainable. So, why sustainability? Why now? Like I said a minute ago, we really think that this community is uniquely positioned on this subject. We have some of the world's leading experts and some of the world's leading researchers working on sustainability all over the world, and they're housed right here in this community. So why not do it here? We also have scalability as a micro-urban community. We're not Chicago. We don't have a huge landmass and a huge population that we're trying to move all at once. It's easy to connect on a human scale in this community, and I think that positions us as uniquely ready to change our behavior and to change our community. We also, and this is something that CCNet is really trying to do, is to harness entrepreneurial spirit, and we have a lot of that here in our community. And a lot of times when people talk about sustainability or the environment, it seems to not go with a business sense or an entrepreneurial sense or a capitalistic sense. But there's ways for these things to all come together. And when you think about one of the pillars of sustainability being economic, and we have to be able to meet our budgets, we have to be able to to pay for our infrastructure. You can begin to see the intersection of sustainability and business sense and capitalism. So when we decided to revise CCNet, we involved a broad, a group of folks from all over the community, members of the business community, folks who were on the chamber board, folks who were involved in the original CCNet. So we've had a lot of people who have devoted a lot of time to trying to get this thing off the ground. So thanks to all of our organizing committee members. So what is it, right? What is CCNet? What do we mean when we talk about CCNet? And what do you do in CCNet? So CCNet, again, Champaign County Network, it's an umbrella. It's a place where all of the different conversations in the community can come together. It's a way for us to inventory all of the good work that a lot of people are doing in this community, and it's a place where we can come together and learn together about how do you do this thing called sustainability, and how do we use it to improve the quality of life in our community. So CCNet is kind of an umbrella, and underneath that umbrella are these little discussion groups that pop up. So over the last couple of months, we've been piloting some discussion groups. This is one of them. It's about energy efficiency, and specifically about how do you finance energy efficient improvements to homes and commercial buildings. We've got another one that's talking about social justice and sustainability as it relates to underrepresented constituencies. So these are two groups that have been piloted. They've been active for the last 3 months, and we've had quite a lot of involvement in them. They've been very successful. But what starts to happen is as you keep talking around issues, there are new issues that pop out. And so what we're seeing is in our conversations about underrepresented constituencies and social justice, we've begun to talk a lot around this issue of workforce development. And so, we think that maybe at some point another discussion group might pop out of that that's more specifically focused on workforce development. And that's okay. The CCNet model is designed for that very thing to happen. So we imagine that over the next couple months, as more and more people begin to get involved with CCNet discussions, we'll want to talk about more things and different things. So we have, these are just ideas, but we should have a little cloud here that says your idea here, because that's what it's all about. We have groups like Local Foods, that one's starting up in March, and we see a lot of subtopics coming out of that because it's a very big topic and it's hard to wrap your arms around. But when you focus on smaller subjects within that, you can find a lot to talk about. So this is kind of what happens. There's these different groups. They meet about once a month, and they talk about stuff that's related to sustainability. So what happens now? We actually just had the official launch for the new CCNet 2.5 weeks ago on February 15th. So we're still in kind of that ramp up phase, and we see very quickly. And I've got a lot of people who have begun to get involved, and we're starting to get around. It's awesome. It's really encouraging. So we see, like I just showed on that last slide, that more discussion groups will keep popping up, probably a couple of new ones every month. The discussion groups and the activities of CCNet are led by an army of volunteers. I'm kind of a volunteer. So I'm hoping that, if you're really, really excited about CCNet and have a real strong interest or a passion in any category, step up, let me know, and we'll put you on. The CCNet model provides structure and organizational assistance. We have a website and some social media. We've got Twitter, Facebook. Thanks to Shelley, we have a YouTube channel, and she's been building stuff, so you can watch some of our discussion groups and some of our launch activities. So there's a lot to get involved in, and we provide this sort of infrastructure to enable you to get together with other people around topics that you care about, and to enable learning to happen about how do we become more sustainable as a community.